Hi, welcome back everybody to God's Words to Ponder. This week I thought we'd talk about quiet. In today's world there's a lot of noise everywhere. It seems like there's so much noise you can't find peace and quiet. Even when you're home alone like I am right now. I have the dryer going right now, and the dishwasher just stopped, so there's noise from that, noise from things from outside, just very few places you can just get quiet. Same with people. When you talk to people, there's a lot of noise going on, maybe from the person you're talking to or the surroundings. And I have a quote. I don't know who said it originally, so if you know, comment down below so I can tag that person in my notes. Anyway, it says, people who make the most noise tend to have little substance to say. And I thought, how true. When you meet new people, sometimes they talk a lot. And I think it could be because they want to connect with you and they get nervous or whatever and they talk a lot. There's people who just are nervous people and they talk a lot. It's not being disrespectful, it's not being mean, it's just so nervous. So there's probably a huge amount of different reasons why people talk a lot. But those who do talk a lot, sometimes they don't have much substance. And I thought, well, what does God's Word say about that? About quiet and about substance when you speak. And I think when I looked it up, I found 4 places in the Bible that talk about it. The first one is in Proverbs. And it's Proverbs 10, verses 19 through 21. It says, in the multitude of words there wanteth not sin, but he that refraineth his lips is wise. The tongue of the just is as choice silver, but the heart of the wicked is little worth. The lips of righteous feed many, but the fools die for want of wisdom. And I thought, that goes right along what I was thinking about. Because so much in my life I want some just quiet and peace. You know, everyday life makes it kind of noisy around you. And I'm being an introvert, I re-energize by quiet. So I think that all of us introverts tend to need more quiet so that we can re-energize and feel better and more alive. So the next one is Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 7. And it says, a time to rend, a time to sow, a time to keep silent, and a time to speak. And I thought, that was another really good one. Because there are times when we just should keep silent. And then there are also times when we should speak up. Stand up for what's right. Or speak up because you just need to speak up for whatever the situation is. Now the next one is in Proverbs again, and it's Proverbs 20 verse 5. Counsel in the heart of a man is like deep water, but a man of understanding will draw it out. Right? Let me look that one up. That doesn't make sense with what I was doing. Oh, I got my page there. Alright. Let me make sure I wrote that down right. Proverbs 20, because I don't want to mess up things up. 20 verse 5. Counsel in the heart of a man is like deep water, but a man of understanding will draw it out. Oh, the counsel in the deep water. Okay. Sometimes I have to rethink things. So, if you have counsel, the counsel of the heart of a man is like deep water. So it's down deep. But a man of understanding will draw that out and give it to you. I like that. That's probably why I wrote it down the first time. And then for some reason, I'm crazy. And then the last part that I had, last passage that I had was from John. It's in the New Testament. And it's John 8, 1 through 11. So I thought that's the one we will end with. And it's the one that I thought is something we should all think about and ponder in our heart. Well, all of them we should, but, John 8, 1 through 11. So I've got it right here in my Bible, and I figured I'd read directly from God's Word. Jesus went unto the Mount of Olives, and early in the morning he came again into the temple, and all the people came unto him. And he sat down, and he taught them. And the scribes and the Pharisees brought unto him a woman taken in adultery. And when they had, when they had set her in the midst, I'm stumbling, sorry, I do that on a regular basis. They say unto him, Master, this woman was taken in adultery in the very act. Now Moses in the law commanded us that such should be stoned. But what sayest thou? They're trying to trick him up. This they said, tempting him that they might have to accuse him. So Jesus stooped down and with his finger wrote on the ground as though he heard them not. When they continued asking him, yakety, 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 because they didn't get their way, he lifted up himself and said unto them, He that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her. Very wise. And when he stooped down and wrote on the ground, they which heard it, being convicted in their own conscience, went out one by one, beginning with the eldest, even unto the last. And Jesus was left alone, and the woman standing in the midst. When Jesus had lifted up himself, and saw none but the woman, he said unto her, Woman, where are those thine accusers? Hath no man condemned thee? She said, No man, Lord. And Jesus said unto her, Neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more. So these men, not only were they yakety, 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 trying to accuse this woman and stone her to death, they were doing it for the wrong reasons, because they're doing it to try to tempt Jesus to say something wrong. And they were doing it in an ugly manner. That's what I feel like this world does today. So that's why I wanted to end with this. When the world comes to us and they're trying to do this, yuck, 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 and that, yuck, 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 and always having some kind of negative or angry or hurtful thing to say. Sometimes it's against us because we don't want to follow along with them. Sometimes it's against another. Sometimes it's against a company. Sometimes it's against a lot of different things. But when this happens, we need to quiet our souls, calm ourselves down, think, how did Jesus handle it? Did he lash back at them? Did he debate with them? No, he didn't do any of them. He waited to the right moment and then stood up and made a comment. And I think at that point when he made the comment, those who were there realized he did it for a reason. And God convicted them of the ugly they were doing. They were convicting his own son. Well, trying to tempt his own son, God's own son, to mess him up. They were trying to be ugly, and that is what we deal with today as well. So when these ugly people come around us and try to convict us or try to hurt us or anyone else, we need to be like Jesus. Calm our soul down, think, how did he handle it here? And handle it the best we can. But just like the verse I have for the month, the first part is rejoice evermore. Pray without ceasing. Make it a matter of prayer. Prayer can help you get through the worst of the situations because you got God. You're talking to him, and he's feeding you back, and he wants to hear from us. He wants to help us with these situations. So the word to ponder on this week, quiet. I think that's a good word to think about this week. Well, I am so glad we got this time together, and if you have any thoughts on this, put them in the comments below. If you have a word you want to ponder on or want me to look up and study, let me know in the comments below. I'll do my best. I'm not any kind of know everything person. I have to study and study and study to get them. But it's my pleasure to study God's Word because it's so wonderful. So let me know. I'm so glad we got this time together. Thumbs up if you liked it. Let me know. If you didn't like it, tell me why so I can understand. And I'll see you in the next one.